My wife called me a loser in front of everyone. She laughed, thinking she had me fooled her perfect affair, her secret lover, her double life. But she didn't know I had been watching, waiting, planning. That night, I gave her the ultimate surprise, a public reckoning she'd never forget. When the truth hit, her smug smile vanished. And by the end of the night, she was the one left with nothing. Betrayal has a price, and I made sure she paid in full. The house was eerily quiet, save for the gentle hum of the refrigerator in the open-plan kitchen. Soft golden lights illuminated the sleek countertops, reflecting off the polished oak floors. A scent of vanilla lingered from the candle my wife, Emily, loved to light in the evenings. To any outsider, this house, our life, was perfect, an elegant suburban dream. I sat at the dining table, nursing a glass of whiskey, while Emily scrolled through her phone, giggling at something. Probably some influencer drama or a joke from one of her friends. I used to love that laugh. Now it felt distant. "You're barely touching your food," I said, pushing around the steak I had cooked. Emily didn't look up. Not really hungry. A subtle but familiar ache settled in my chest. Lately, she was never hungry at home, but somehow she had the energy for late-night gym sessions, spontaneous girls' trips, and sudden weekend work retreats. "Big meeting tomorrow?" I asked casually, studying her face. She nodded too quickly. "Yeah. Stressful week." That was another lie. Emily never stressed about work. She was confident, sharp, a woman who had built her career with a ruthless charm. I admired that once. Now, it unsettled me. A vibration on the counter made her flinch. A message flashed on her phone screen before she hurriedly flipped it over. "Had an amazing time today. Can't stop thinking about you. Call me when you can." My grip tightened around my glass. That was the first real crack in the illusion. The next few weeks turned me into a ghost in my own home. Emily was more distant, spending late nights out, whispering on the phone when she thought I wasn't around. One night, when she was in the shower, I finally did what I had been resisting for months. I took her phone. The messages were endless. A man named Chris filled her texts with compliments, desires, and confirmations of their next rendezvous. Explicit photos, secret locations, love notes. My stomach churned. My fingers shook. But nothing compared to the real gut punch, the latest message. "Wish your husband could see you like this. Bet he still thinks he's a man. What a loser." My heart slammed in my chest. A loser? That's what she called me? The man who worked long hours, paid for this house, supported her every dream? Something inside me snapped. I needed to see them together. I needed undeniable proof. I hired a private investigator. Within days, I had pictures Emily wrapped around Chris in a hotel lobby, tangled up in him at some dimly lit bar. But I wasn't ready to confront her just yet. No, that would be too easy. She had called me a loser. I was about to show her just how wrong she was. Emily had planned a fancy dinner party at our house. Her boss, colleagues, and her close friends were all coming. She loved showing off our home, our perfect marriage. I let her have her moment. As the guests laughed and sipped their wine, Emily stood, raising her glass. To success. To love. The irony almost made me laugh. I stood next to her, clinking my glass with hers. To truth, I added. Then, I pulled out the projector remote. The room darkened. The screen lit up. And then, one by one, the photos appeared. Emily. Chris. Hotels. Bars. Her lips on his. Her hands all over him. Gasps echoed around the room. Emily went pale. "What the hell is this?" she stammered, eyes wide with panic. "You tell me," I said, my voice even though my blood was boiling. Chris, who was standing in the corner, went rigid. Someone muttered, "Jesus Christ." Emily spun to me, eyes burning with anger. "How could you? How could I?" I cut her off. "How could I?" "No, Emily. How could you? After everything? After calling me a loser?" The guests looked at her with disgust, whispers spreading like wildfire. But Emily, always the manipulator, straightened up, crossing her arms. So what? You were a boring husband. No ambition, no excitement. Chris gave me what you never could. Silence. Then a sharp intake of breath from the crowd. My hands clenched, not because her words hurt, but because they confirmed exactly why I was about to do what I had planned. I smiled, slow and deliberate. Well, if I'm such a loser, then I guess you won't mind losing everything. Then I dropped the final bomb. Emily didn't know I had already spoken to a lawyer, that I had transferred every major asset into my name, that she was about to walk away with nothing. She also didn't know I had been tracking Chris. Turns out, dear Chris had a wife, and she was sitting right there, in the audience. As soon as I pointed her out, the room exploded. Chris's wife lunged at him, slapping him so hard his drink spilled all over his shirt. You lying piece of garbage. Emily turned to me, desperate now. Wait, we can talk. No, we can't. I pulled out the divorce papers. Sign them. You're leaving with nothing. Her eyes darted around. She realized she had no allies here. No sympathy. I leaned in, whispering just for her. Next time, when you cheat, don't leave your phone on the counter. She signed. She had no choice. Emily lost everything: our house, her reputation, even her job. Turns out, the company didn't appreciate having a scandal attached to its name. Chris? His wife took him for everything he had. And me? I walked away free. Not just from Emily, but from the weight of her. People whispered that I was cruel, that my revenge was harsh. I don't regret a damn thing. As I packed the last of my things, I received one final message from Emily. Please, can we talk? I stared at it for a long moment. Then I deleted it. Some betrayals don't break us. They build us. Like this story? Share your thoughts below. Would you have done the same? Let's talk about justice and betrayal. Subscribe for more stories of revenge, deception, and payback.